Shaun of the Dead, a beloved British film about a very British response to a zombie apocalypse. An iconic film, but not so iconic is the video game? Yes, it's only a mobile game, but there's also some web browser-based games we can look at as well, and that's plenty to explore as part of the weird world of licensed games. So let's head on down to the Winchester, have a pint, and wait for all of this to blow over. Shaun of the Dead was released in cinemas in 2004 and almost immediately gained success thanks to its wide appeal and careful balancing of different genres and styles. It's partly satire, but takes the zombie infestation seriously, although it still reminds us that human connection is what is important, even in the face of the end of civilization. Relatable characters brought to life by Simon Pegg, Nick Frost, and a host of cameos from familiar British actors. It just feels homely, recognisable, comfortable, while still being able to make its mark. While licensed games were nothing new in 2004, they did venture upon a new medium, mobile games, back when phones were starting to become powerful enough to have full colour screens and still fit in your pocket, as well as do so much more than call or text. Yes, I remember those days. You could text a number to download a game and get roped into a dubious subscription service that ain't up your balance. Glad that idea never caught on. Okay, so in 2005, Shaun of the Dead did get a mobile game, published by German company Ojom, whatever, and who also did a bunch of other games based on properties including Charlie's Angels, E.T., The Crow, and a weird Romeo and Juliet stealth game. This Shaun of the Dead game, though, seems to be particularly obscure. While most mobile games of this era have been preserved and are findable online, this one slipped through the cracks for a good while. Okay, let's boot this thing up. Starting a new game, we are told that we have arrived at the Winchester pub where everything is familiar. You know where the exits are, and you are allowed to smoke. Wow, this really is 2005, isn't it? We head into level 1 to find ourselves in the Winchester, but there are also some unwanted patrons, the living dead. Gameplay is very much in the style of the Rogues Gallery type shooters, in which we'll have to target the zombies that have invaded our beloved public house. By pressing the keys on the phone's keypad, you'll fire a vinyl record at a zombie in that direction. Yes, just like in the film. The longer you hold the button, the more accurate your shot will be, as identified by the reticule turning from red to green, an interesting little touch. If the zombies move into the foreground, they can start to attack your friends in the bottom left, eventually killing them. If all three die, the game is over. Fortunately, when the zombies are in front of you, you can also switch to your cricket bat and whack their heads off more quickly. There are 3 screens that you'll have to cycle through to watch for zombies, and along the way collect more records for ammunition and pints of beer for bonus points. Survive 90 seconds and you'll advance to level 2, which is more of the same, but you've also got a rifle to shoot zombies with, and have to survive an extra 10 seconds. The rifle works identically to the records, so while it's nice a new level introduces something new, it's just cosmetic really. Survive this time and we advance to the 3rd level, which just adds on a bit more time again, nothing new there. Survive this one and that's it. End of the game. Yeah, at only 3 levels there's not much to it, but it's about normal for these types of games. There's 3 difficulty levels, but the only difference is that the zombies take more hits to die on harder difficulties. Now, the thing about these old mobile games is that they would have to be released in different resolutions for different phones, as there was no standard screen size at the time. There's only 2 versions I could find for this game. The portrait version works fine, but the square aspect ratio version messes up the targeting somewhat, as the zombies don't line up correctly with the target, making it unclear where you're supposed to be aiming. Other than that, the games are the exact same. Overall, it's a unique licensed game, but for how obscure it is, it's pretty bland and doesn't offer that much gameplay. That's all for the game itself, but there's a few extra games you can play in your web browser we can quickly take a look at, for completionist's sake. I like to be thorough here. The first game was made to promote the film and was released before or in conjunction with the cinematic release, as far as I can tell. You play as Shaun and have to run through the zombie horde to get to the pub. Simple enough. You can use your weapon to bat the zombies aside, but if you get hit, you are put back a fair amount. Fail to reach the pub in time and it's game over. There's 3 levels of increasing difficulty, and to win, you'll have to focus on running through the horde as fast as possible. It's got the visual style of the film's graphics, which I think is the neatest thing about this one. Shaun of the Dead Zombie Attack was released in line with the film's home release and tells you launch vinyl records at the zombies as they approach. You have to launch the records fairly accurately at their necks to sever their heads, and it is a bit tricky. This one is also pretty dark. It's got some horror music, some disturbing 3D modelled zombies, and if they reach you, you get a little jump scare. But just defeat the 5 zombies on screen and it's over. Nice and quick. The third and final browser game is Shaun of the Dead Don't Mess With My Pint, and is kind of similar to the mobile game, in which you'll fight off zombies in the pub by shooting them with things. This one surprisingly has a lot of different mechanics going on that you need to be aware of though. You have your Winchester rifle that has 15 shots but slowly reloads, so you'll have to throw other things which do less damage, but have infinite ammo. Also as you play, you'll have to be aware of the lights coming on and your mobile phone ringing, both of which will attract zombies, and have to quickly switch them off. Like I say, there's a lot going on. There's no end to this game, so you're just going to go for a high score and kill as many zombies as you possibly can. While that's every Shaun of the Dead video game, we have one final cameo in another game, perhaps surprisingly in Funko Fusion, the 2024 game based on the collectible Little Guys. In this game, you can find your way to a hidden mini-level based on Shaun of the Dead, and featuring Shaun and the characters from the film fighting zombies in locations recreated from it. I'll always feel like Funko Fusion is always overshadowed by the other crossover game, LEGO Dimensions though. Actually, there is a little Shaun of the Dead reference in LEGO Dimensions too. In the Mission Impossible level, you can rescue Benji, Simon Pegg's character in the film series, who delivers a familiar line.
Right, I've got a new plan. Go to the canteen, have a nice cup of tea, and wait for all this to blow over.
Funko Fusion does also have levels based on Hot Fuzz, the film also starring Simon Pegg and Nick Frost and directed by Edgar Wright, marking the only appearance of that film in video game form. But anyway, that's the Shaun of the Dead games, and another episode of the weird world of licensed and obscure games. Join me next time for more licensed monstrosities from the depths of video gaming. All this zombie stuff should have blown over by then.